I've got a 57-year-old comic book right here that's a key issue having to do with one of Marvel's most interesting characters. Let's take a look. Okay, what I have here is the Avengers number 59 from 1968 that puts this book in the Silver Age of comics. The artist was the amazing John Buscema, and the writer was the prolific Roy Thomas. This book can go for about $200 in high grade because it's a key issue, like I mentioned. It's the first appearance of Hank Pym as Yellowjacket, formerly Goliath, and it's the third appearance of this character right here, the Vision, which is, that's pretty cool. I know third appearances, some people don't think they're that big of a deal. It's only the first two that actually kind of mattered. But when you think of the long history of this character of the Vision, it's pretty cool to think about the fact that this is the third appearance ever in comic books or in anything that this character appeared, So I do think it's pretty cool still to have a third appearance of such a long-lasting character like the Vision. Now let's talk about Yellowjacket. Who is Yellowjacket? Well, we know about Hank Pym, who was Ant-Man and then became Giant Man. Hank Pym invented the Pym particle, which allows him to, basically shrink or grow, which is why he, for a while he goes by Giant Man because he's mostly using his ability to grow. Basically what happens that causes him to become Yellowjacket is that one day while working in his laboratory and thinking about the fact that he wants to marry Van Dyne, who is the Wasp, he accidentally dropped and smashed vials containing various unknown gases. The released gases wreaked a radical temporary personality change for Hank Pym, basically a severe case of schizophrenia. And because of this, he took on the new identity of Yellowjacket. He kidnaps Van Dyne and proposes to marry her. Now, she does eventually realize it's him, and she kind of plays along, and that is basically the story of what plays out in this issue. It is an interesting issue. It's in this omnibus that I have. This is the Avengers Volume 3. And as you can see from the back here, it's the first issue that's in this book. And as you can see, we have Hank Pym as the Yellowjacket here, fighting against the Avengers. Of course, at the end, I think after kissing, his kidnapped victim here, he starts to realize what's going on maybe, and then it kind of leads into the next issue. And yeah, this is just a really cool book. I think Ant-Man is, one of the coolest characters in Marvel because they've done so much with like the shrinking ability, especially in the MCU, and like going into different realms and stuff like that, and using it as a way to go through time. It kind of reminds me of like how the Speed Force is used in DC, how it's so dynamic and you can kind of use it in different ways. And yeah, this is just a really cool book. I love the cover. John Buscema was amazing. First appearance of Yellowjacket, third appearance of the Vision. This is a really, really cool book to have in my collection.